10 signs that you're anxious but don't know it. If you ever thought, I'm not an anxious person, but your body disagrees, this video might explain a lot. Because anxiety doesn't always look like panic attacks. Sometimes it looks like being productive or outgoing or just tired. Today I'm going to give you 10 signs of hidden anxiety. And here's the promise. By the end of this video, you will be able to spot whether your personality is actually your nervous system working overtime.
My guess is overwork, unhappiness, anxiety.
The problem with anxiety is that it's often very discreet. You think that you're making choices, however, there's something beneath the surface that affects your decisions. Let me tell you a story. I had just started my new job as a job specialist, guiding people with mental illness back to the workforce. This meant a lot of meetings, talking with patients and businesses. So, being new to this, I felt overwhelmed. All my results were public to my boss and my colleagues, which really made me want to perform. So one day I started feeling physical symptoms like dizziness and being nauseous at work. This should have been a red flag, but I pushed harder and neglected the feelings. Until I one day temporarily lost my ability to work because I only wanted to puke and had like this sick dizziness feeling all the time. So what is the moral of this story? It is that when talking about anxiety, most people believe that it's some kind of problem with our thoughts. And this is wrong. It can affect our whole body and sabotage huge parts of our daily lives, impacting your relationships and productivity. The most important thing is more awareness to get it fixed. The scary part about anxiety is that you can get used to it. And while you do, it takes your life a little by little, until one day you realize there's not much left. Remember, this video is not here to diagnose you. If this impacts your life, consider talking to a professional. I have an anxiety test in the bio, and a 20% discount code for your first therapy session. So let's make it easier to see. We'll do this in 3 buckets: social science, mind science, and body science. Bucket number 1, social science. Sign 1. Texting is easy. Face-to-face feels kind of weird. So you can message for hours. You can be funny, warm, fast, but in person, your chest tightens. Eye contact feels more intense and your brain goes blank. For example, you replay what to do with your hands, or you escape by asking questions so you don't have to talk. That's not you being bad at people. That's your alarm going off during closeness. Sign number 2, you feel watched. Even when nobody's watching. You walk into a room and your brain goes immediately, act normal. You notice how you sit, how you chew, how loud your voice is. For example, you get hyper aware of your own existence, like if you're on a stage. This is basically your nervous system scanning for danger and treating judgment from other people like a threat. Okay, those were the social cues. Now we go inside your head, because hidden anxiety is often loudest there. Bucket 2, mind science. Sign 3, you're sensitive or easily irritated. Like small things hit you hard. A tone, a look, a tiny bit of pressure. For example, you snap, then feel guilty, and then the spiral begins. Not because you're dramatic, but because you're already maxed out. The lesson here is that anxiety burns the bandwidth. When your system is overloaded, everything feels like too much. Sign 4, you startle easy. You hate being caught off guard. A phone call without a warning, a knock on the door, an email with no subject line. For example, your heart drops like you're in trouble. Even if it's nothing, the lesson is that it's vigilance. Hidden anxiety often looks like, I just like to be prepared. But it's really, I don't feel safe unless I am in control. Sign 5. You struggle to decide because every option feels risky. You over-research, you ask 5 people, you still don't trust the answer. For example, you delay simple choices because your brain insists, if I choose wrong, something bad will happen. So the lesson here is anxiety doesn't just create fear, it creates fear of regret. So decision making turns into like a minefield. Sign number 6. You overthink past conversations like it's your second job. You replay the moment, the tone, the pause. You start thinking, for example, why did I say that? Did I sound weird? Are they mad at me? The lesson here is that your brain is trying to prevent future pain by endlessly analyzing the past. It's protection. It's just a very expensive form of protection. Sign number 7. You stay busy to avoid being alone with your thoughts. You keep moving, doing the errands, cleaning, working, scrolling. For example, when you sit still, you feel restless, like your skin is too tight. So the lesson here is that busyness can be avoidance in a suit. Sometimes you're not driven, you're escaping the alarm. And I hear some of you saying, okay, but I function, I work fine, I am fine. Totally. Hidden anxiety often comes with high performance, and that's why it's hidden. The question isn't, can I function? The question is, what is it costing me? to function like this. Bucket 3, the bodily signs. Sign 8, your inner voice is harsh, constantly. You talk to yourself like a drill sergeant, not a coach. For example, you succeed and still feel behind. You rest and you feel guilty. Because anxiety loves perfectionism. Because perfectionism feels like control. Sign 9, your brain defaults to the worst case scenario. You don't call it anxiety, you call it being realistic. Example, one small inconvenience ends up in, great, now everything is ruined. So the lesson is, catastrophic thinking isn't a character flaw. It's your nervous system predicting danger to keep you safe. Sign 10, your body shows it first. Sometimes your mind says, I'm fine. Your body says, nope. For example, you can feel it in your jaw, like a tight jaw. You can feel it in your shoulders, that they are tense. You can feel it in your hands getting shaky, and your chest fluttering. Stomach issues, sweating, feeling wired but tired at the same time. Your body keeps receipts, even when you train your face to look calm. So what to do with this? If you're related to one or two, that doesn't mean anything by itself. Humans are humans. But if you're sitting there thinking, that was basically my biography, then your mind is simply on high alert. And that is okay. You don't fix that with shame. You fix it with skills, support, and sometimes professional help. Now, comment below which sign that hit the most. Thanks for watching. Remember to click on that subscribe and notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.